For those of you that missed this week's episode of Shadow Spark Chronicles, here's what happened. We return with Gwenton and Helga kneeling over Marsland's body, praying to True Silver for her to return Marsland to the land of the living. Bishop watches over the group with intense curiosity as Jade stands to the side, feeling shame for letting his new friends die. Bishop, Gwenton, and Helga respectively wrap Marsland for travel back to Perrin's Folly. Discussion is had about taking the body back to Priest Moore to perform a resurrection on Marsland. Bishop informs the group that they need to continue collecting the ingredients and that time is of the essence. Not to lose any more time, Jade tells the group that he will take Marsland back and that they should continue on and meet back up at Perrin's Folly. Bishop and Jade notice a pile of jewels with gold in the corner of the cave, and Jade starts collecting them. After Marsland is properly prepared, Gwenton helps Jade collect the dragon's hoard and hopes that it will pay for the resurrection. Going back through the cavern, the group find the second ingredient and remove all the mushrooms for harvesting. Jade heads back the way they came with Marsland's body as Bishop, Helga, and Gwenton head towards the final destination for the last ingredient. After a few hours, the group stops for the night. Bishop and Helga take the watches and the night goes smoothly. Jade makes his way through the forest and finds a place he feels that is safe and makes a small camp. He decides to summon his Drake again and is met with hostility. This companion does not take kindly to dying. After a brief discussion about how Sylvanus gave Jade the ability to summon him, they both rest for the night. As the three continue on their way, they happen to cross paths with a family of owlbears. Knowing the dangers of such an encounter, they try to sneak around them. However, Helga tries to distract them, but ends up enraging one of them. A chase ensues, and after a lot of running, the owlbear gives up and heads back to his family. Later that evening, they come upon a small group of frog-like humanoids, and Helga notices that man flesh is on the menu. A quick decision is made to go around the encampment, and Helga again uses her magic to distract the creatures so they can make their escape. They decide to camp, and Bishop, Gwenton, and Helga go into a deep discussion on past, family, and emotions. Jade travels with no complications, having small talk with his new companion, which he has named Gunnar. When they stop for the evening, he asks Gunnar to help start a small campfire. However, Gunnar ends up starting the fire along with setting the forest floor and the surrounding trees ablaze. Quickly gathering Marsland, the two head further into the forest to find another place to rest. During the night, Marsland sits up, confused and bound to a makeshift litter. A dragon stands before him with licking of his lips and telling him he's going to eat him. Marsland yells for Jade to wake up, and after a brief and unnerving conversation about what happened in the cavern, he asks why the forest is on fire. Jade, being relieved that Marsland is alive, had not noticed that the fire they started has now been contained to the entire rest of the forest. They gather what belongings they have and continue to move closer towards Perrin's Folly. So please join us every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time as we continue with the adventures of the Shadow Spark Chronicles. And as always, we'll see you in the dungeon.